All right, guys, I don't know what I've shown recently, but the plumber has finished out here now. He's stemmed up here, so when whatever grade we end up having this at, we can have our flow out thing here. I can cut it off and put it exactly where I want. Clean out, I guess they call it. Then I've ran a 10 gauge wire from up here at the pump, and code is 24 inches deep. Up there is about 18 inches in that shallower, but I'm just going to tell them that I'm going to backfill and I'll bring it up the extra inches it needs to be, but this is plenty deep here. I actually ended up hitting the electric company's wire down here, touching it. They told me it was 3 feet deep and that I would hit some orange flags about 1.5 feet. Well, the first one I hit over here was only maybe a foot underground, but it still didn't dawn on me. I still believed them that it would be 3 feet under. And where I hit it, I scraped it, and it's only 2 feet under. So they were not too accurate there. But I don't think I damaged it. I barely touched it, luckily. But I was hit using the backhoe. But that kind of gave me an idea of where 24 inches was. Ran the cord up here, or wire. I hope it's going to be enough. I think it's just going to be enough. I got this wire from Home Depot. In fact, my daughter works in that department a lot of the time, so she's the one that got it for me. But you could tell it was a return. It had been all re-wrapped up and stuff. It's supposed to be a 100-footer, and when I stepped this off, it was 100 foot or less than 100 foot. I knew it would easily reach. And I talked to the plumber, and he said this is right at about 50 feet because you got to be 50 feet from the well. So I was like, oh, 50 feet, and then from there to over here is probably 50 feet or less, actually. Well, I ran that wire down here, and I had actually cut a trail through a ditch here, and it wouldn't reach. So Brendan and Nicole, they have a 100-foot tape measure, really long one. So I measured this, and it's literally like 97 to 98 feet long, which means somebody took it, bought it, cut a couple feet off of it, and returned it. So I filled this back in a bit, and I cut it this direction. And now I think it's going to fit. It's still going to be tight, but it's going to fit. The good thing about it is that if I have any problems with the plumbing, I don't have to worry about fighting the wire. And if I have any wire problem, I don't have to fight the plumbing. However, from right there up, I put them together. So it's an option too that I could go ahead and just buy some conduit. Conduit's not too expensive. I could put a couple there. That way, if I ever needed to get into the pipe, if I'm digging and I hit another pipe, it'd just be the conduit. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. I'm kind of filling you guys in a little bit. I haven't been showing any work. I don't know if I should be apologizing for that or not. I've just been really boogieing and trying to get stuff done. And he put a clean out over here, and we have a clean out over here. This is mostly was done because actually this one I think is code. I think you have to have this one. But these other ones were for if we want to dump the RVs. We can, or if anybody that comes to visit us has an RV, they can dump. Just wanted to show you here. I just now did finish this whole thing. This 6 mil, it's the bare minimum. I've noticed I've already walked on it a few times and it's starting to cut through. So I think in the future, down the main strips where we're walking, because if we put shelves along the edge, it doesn't matter so much, but either I'll double up. I have a lot more 6 mil here. I can lay another layer, or we can lay something else, but there's a lot of rock under this, tore it up. Plumber came in, put the water heater in. Stoked about that. That's all done. I think I've already shown this, that this is done and that one's done. All that stuff's done. Real basic on a table instead of doing an island. I just took these brackets, put one on around every single one. It's sturdy as can be and very heavy duty. Valentina loves it. It was all per her request. So this ended up being a table that all 6 of us can sit around, and we can pick it up and move it however we want it. Yes, she's going to paint these, sand these down a little probably, and then paint them the same color as this. And also going to hit these with a little black paint. I had long ones, but if I would have put long ones in all of them, I think they would have hit each other inside. So I used my smaller ones that I've been putting the floors down with, 1.25 inch on 2 of them. It was super sturdy, worked out really well, but it means we got to paint them. I didn't have any short black ones. I think I showed this. I trimmed this out. I've got baseboard around the whole house now, except for when it comes up to the doors. I hung this door. Valentina, we learned better for her to paint all in here and stuff before I put the trim around. I put the trim in here first, and then it became a very detailed job that was hard for her to do. This is all done. I think I showed this. I don't know if I told you guys, go to the wood section where the molding and all that stuff is. You'll find dowels. Those is like less than $10 for this dowel. If you go to the closet department and find these, they're like 2 or 3 times the price. And you got to cut them. They're generally not. They're generally pretty long. I had to cut this one too, but not a lot. I could have got a shorter one. I didn't know what my measurement was, so I just got a 3-footer. I've trimmed out all this. I think I showed that. Oh yeah, we got the shower stuff in, and plumber hung that. So he's pretty much done until after inspection. If we need anything from him then he can come out again, but if something doesn't work. All right, and baseboards all the way around so I can move this in. I think I already showed all this stuff, so I may not need to be saying all this stuff, but I got a new toy, a little late, but better late than never. I got a tripod. I didn't know the tripod worked with this level, and then I realized this guy who sticks to, that you can mount on a wall and then this can stick to it because it's magnetic, actually had a screw hole on the bottom of it that goes to this. Tripod's actually not that bad of a price either. I think it was less than $100, so I'm really stoked about it because right now I'm about to hang a TV, and this way I've got it right on my line. And now I wished I would have bought this. Oh, you can't see this very well. I wished I would have known about this from the very beginning, because I've did all the tile in the bathrooms, and I did all these shelves and used this thing a few times, and I had to find somewhere in the house to keep propping it up on things and putting 20 pieces of wood under it and balancing it and trying to make it all work. If I would have had this thing goes up to 8 foot tall, I think it said. So I got to use this for everything. Oh well, better late than never. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hang this TV and see how it goes.